Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for continuing with us on the journey. This is day 2 of the backstage where we go into the details of how we're thinking about building the lecture series for the month of Muharram. Yesterday, we laid out the calendar that we will carry towards from early June to the first night of Muharram. Tonight, I want to show you the actual engine behind that timeline, how we identify exactly who we are serving and what hurts them the most before we write a single line of lecture. This is really important to understand who the audience is, because without that, it is hard to actually cater to the needs of the audience. So the first thing that we're going to do is building the personas. We begin with a simple question. Whose shoes are we trying to fill? Who are the audience that will be listening to these lectures? In research language, the answer is called the persona, a short evidence-based profile that stands in for a big slice of audience. If you understand that persona's daily life, what they are looking for, we can craft a message that lands on the heart, not just the ear of that person. And after combing through different attendance lists of the Rizanab, as well as what we have observed in different communities through surveys and forum demographics, we settled on 3 personas that cover about 90% of the people who walk through the doors of any mosque, any masjid, any imam barga. So these are, one is, we define that as young explorer, youth explorer. They are between 10 to 25 years, plus minus a couple of years, and they are basically a digital native who speaks Instagram as fluently as English. They grow up with YouTube and they're trying to balance school, friends, and salat and religion. The second persona is a working age parent, let's say from age 25 to 50, who's basically juggling a career, raising children, while keeping one eye on aging parents and another on the mortgage as well as the community responsibilities. And the third one is a silver mentor. Let's say they're more than 55 years of age, a community elder who helped build the centers, the community, but now battles health issues, language gaps, and the fear of being left behind, trying to identify what is the contribution they can do in a society which has moved so fast, and it is moving so fast, which we will see, which we will explore in the next behind the scenes discussion. So then once we identify these personas, the second thing was to listen for the pain point. With the personas in hand and laid out, we spend the day to day listening rather than guessing. So how did we listen? We actually scroll through Shia threads about hidden problems that Shia youth might be facing on Reddit or other forums. We dipped into Shia chat discussions on marriage and divorce. We watched late night Q&A clips from Amar Nakshwani or Sheikh Azhar Nasser and other places where these questions were coming up. And we checked the numbers from different surveys that were done about Muslims in general and Shias in specific in particular. Whenever a story showed up in at least 2 places, for example, a forum post or a data set, we pinned it and we said, this is something to consider. For example, some of the key things that came up were secret vaping in middle school, parents torn between work and holidays, Eid holidays or Muharram time off, rising divorce statistics, elder isolation, Islamophobia, and growing cost of simply staying afloat in this economy. So once we had the personas and the pain points, the third point was to create a heat map. What does this mean? This means that we wanted to map the pain points to the persona and say which pain point applies to the youth, which pain point applies to the elderly, which pain point applies to the working individuals. This heat map now glows bright red where youth and parents both are facing this dilemma. For example, vaping, faith drift, and peer pressure, which results in many different things. And there are other things. We're going to talk about these in detail as we're going to go through. So this is the progress up to today. Where we go tomorrow is we will widen the lens. We will layer global forces like the technological transformations, the economic headwinds, the shifting politics, and then apply them on the heat map. And then we can try to see which things apply to which areas of the persona. That mashup will shape the lecture themes So each night answers a present pain point and prepares the community for the storms on the horizon. So, as I conclude, this is still a living document until June 13th. If you are a teen wrestling with hidden doubts, or a parent drowning in bills, or confused about something, or a grandparent feeling invisible, just share with us. Send us a voice note, a text message, a DM, whatever it is, before June 30th, 13th. Because at that point, the actual research will start on these themes. Thank you all for listening. Keep us in your du'as and stay tuned for the next step in this journey towards a more meaningful series of Muharram lectures. Assalamu alaikum.